Okay. Oh yes, I was looking at the waves, and it's just not a spring chick. And the big news today is not that the waves look absolutely fabulous, but did you see that? What, it's supposed to be a Time magazine cover comparing Obama to Reagan? Come on, talk about a stretch. Anyway, we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today.
And coincidence only happens in bad sci-fi movies as Democrats ask the fairness doctrine to be put back into place. And Soros supporters demand that Beck and Elves and others be fired at Fox.
Well, yeah, see, on the very same morning, they make it's not a concerted effort between the Democratic Party to, put it in the words of one of the Democratic leaders in the Senate, we don't want to stifle free speech, but some people out there are abusing free speech and using it to incite violence, and we think the FCC should get involved in monitoring what these people are doing and ensuring that there is an opposite opinion. Well, since they control 95% of the media, I thought that was funny. They control 95% of the media, they control the message, and are scared of people that don't listen to their message.
And China and Russia are great, and one day we can be as great as they are.
Isn't that amazing? We got a man that has spent 2 years bad-mouthing this country is no longer great. Your children are going to have to expect less. Now he's quoting Ronald Reagan that he's no longer hope and change. I am very optimistic about the greatness of our country. He's quoting Ronald Reagan.
Wasn't he the one that was tearing down our country?
Oh, yeah. He spent 2 years tearing the country down and is now trying to convince people that he's a Ronald Reagan Democrat.
Don't think so.
Remember, the Ronald Reagan Democrats were moderate Democrats in the South, and he's a Northern Democrat who does not understand the word of moderation.
Again, it was the greatest speech ever given by a president and answered all the questions.
I know. Basically, that's Juan Williams and all the other Democratic pundits, that they'd never heard a man talk to the people as well as he did, that he explained all of the things, all the struggles that we're going to have to go through and how we're going to have to invest in our nation.
Social Security trust funds now seem to be empty by 2037.
Oh yeah, it's busted now. Obama basically, he didn't want the Republicans have tried to do something about it since Ronald Reagan, and now they're finally admitting that the system is busted, but they're not going to do anything to fix it because it would require sacrifices by your nanny would have to be thrown out on the street. The Democrats can't allow that, but they're going to borrow money to fix the problem.
Oh. Republicans still think Obama is a middle-of-the-road politician.
Oh God, I listen to people like Bill Kristol and Bill O'Reilly and other Republican pundits and senators and congressmen that it looks like he has shifted. He discovered that in order to be a re-elected president, he's going to have to move to the center. I mean, the guy, I think they said, I'm not certain, one of the people said he said investment 127 times.
Oh, investment?
Investment, that means he's going to spend more money, and there is no more money to spend. They said even the Democrats, basically the Democrats in the House and Senate said there is no more money to spend.
Yeah, but that's like Sales 101 where they tell you to, you talk about investment and tell people how soon it would be before they can break even.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to break even for at least 20. I mean, Obama will be an old man and his children will be old enough to run for the presidency before you break even on your investment.
And we should teach our children to respect teachers.
Democrats, you said the problem with our nation is there a lack of respect for teachers, and we need to teach them. Basically, they're talking about Republicans because here's the problem. Republican children tend to be able to read, write, and arithmetic. Democratic children basically aren't trained. They don't care if you actually can do it. All they got to do is be able to put an X on their thing when they graduate. That's all.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. The people said the reason why it took so long to put the State of the Union message together was they actually had to find a kindergartner that could write to put it on Obama's.
Ow!
Yeah,
Ow!
Yeah, that's right.
Californians support vote on tax measure poll.
I know this is the most ridiculous thing. They said the polls all favor California wants to raise taxes. They voted that thing down by like a 3-to-1 margin in the last election in November. now all of a sudden California wants to raise taxes for 5 years in order to solve the monetary crisis. They don't have any, you can't raise taxes on people that don't have any money and they're paying the states by the ton, so.
Californians support, Toyota recalls 1.7 million cars worldwide for fuel leaks.
Yeah, and they're expensive cars. Basically, it's another Toyota disaster has hit folks.
Again?
Yeah, it's basically, they have no quality control anymore, I don't think.
Officials, bath salts are growing drug problem.
You're smoking bath salts now.
Why would you smoke bath salts?
Because it gives people artificial highs.
Yeah, but what, bath salts?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they can think of everything. Obama calls on U.S. innovators, but there may be a problem.
They don't have any, okay, it's 19,000 pages of regulations that he put on people. 500 more pages since his speech alone Tuesday night, and the fact that nobody has any money and everybody's afraid of all the new social programs he wants to stick on. I mean, you realize now that an innovator has to put on his business that he may be doing something illegally, non-union, and hazardous to the country. Yeah.
All eyes on Texas Lieutenant Governor Dewhurst in Senate race.
Well, yeah, okay. Kay Bailey Hutchinson has decided to retire. She was going to run for governor of the state. She said that she's basically been a politician too young and long, and that she's not going to run for re-election to Senate. But she was prepared to be the governor for 4 more years, so that doesn't make much sense.
And House votes to end subsidies for candidates.
Yeah, because Obama basically agreed to use them and then refused to use them because he needed more money. And, you know, so basically that day has come to an end. Campaign finance rules are now totally... Okay, Obama, who doesn't believe, he thinks the Republicans are abusing the system, is going to raise $1 billion from the very same people that he accuses the Republicans of manipulating. Yes.
And the idea that Obama's health care law saves money for the government is based on some arguable assumptions.
Well, the CBO says it can't. He said they double-dipped on the accounting. That basically you can't add 32 million more people to a system that's broke to begin with, take hundreds of billions of dollars from one thing, shift it into another thing, and say you're saving money. Plus, they didn't even count $400 billion of revenue they were spending.
And Medicare official doubts health care law savings.
Well, like I said, it's just got to do. Well, it's an impossibility. He said, you have to understand, he said, I was not allowed to testify before the President of the United States, so all they got was Obama yes-men testifying that it was going to work.
And Obama continues to pile legislation on business to make it fairer.
I know, isn't that a great one? That we have to consider when you run a business, you have to consider the fairness to other people. You may be making too much money, and you should spread the wealth around, which is why he loves the communists. He's an advocate of the communist and a socialist means of revolution.
Not again. Another snowstorm hits the East Coast.
Well, global warming is just horrible. I mean, you know, like I said, the more global warming it is, the colder the country.
I know, and
I mean, the world hasn't unburied itself from the storms that they had this fall, and more just keeps coming. But the world, the United Nations, they actually ran a commercial yesterday against the Republicans that people that don't buy global warming are extremists and all of this and all of this, which I thought was amazing. And where they filmed the thing, the day after they filmed it, they had 19 inches of snow.
Survey that found growing optimism among leading economists.
Democratic ones, because this morning, there was nothing to be happy about this morning. The national debt is bigger, unemployment is up, durable goods are down. You know, everything is down, and that leads you to a feeling that a warm and fuzzy feeling about the economy.
And Bachmann's speech raises her conservative profile.
Yeah, but they said it was they said that instead of looking at the camera, she spent her entire time looking at the teleprompter, which was stupid.
Are you serious?
Yeah, instead it made her look really bad.
And Pennsylvania ex-governor flabbergasted by lax abortion scrutiny.
Yeah, that was a Republican governor attacking the Democratic governor about not enforcing the laws to be obeyed in Pennsylvania. I mean, they hadn't even inspected this one place next year. The exact same time the governor's been in charge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Okay, when when a person tells you that we're no longer great and that your children are going to have to accept less, then turns around and tells you we're a great nation and your children will be far better off than you were, which state do you